Yaloha. Hi, I always feel like laughing when I open my eyes because I do. Like I've mentioned, I feel like it's like waking up in the morning. It's funny. It's a funny feeling. I was wondering, I have a new song coming in, or it's actually not. I have sung this before, but I'm going, you know what? I might make this a work in progress. That's my son just blowing me a kiss. Okay, do you want to hear just the first little bit that I've been singing this morning for a while? Okay. I suddenly got stage fright. I went, oh my goodness. Don't do it for the money, do it for the love. Don't do it for the money, do it for the love, love, love. Don't do it for the money, do it for the love. Don't do it for the money, do it for the love, love, love. Do, do, do. And that's all I got for now. I'm gonna add to this because I like the song. Don't do it for the money, do it for the love. Don't do it for the money, do it for the love, love, love. Hi. I have a little elf standing to the side here. Okay, you can go play now. I love you. Okay, I'm going to work on that one. I have a lot of songs, and I have finished songs, and then I have songs that I just kind of get a chorus and I just sing for years, and I love it. But don't do it for the money. I think that's really important in life. And it goes back to the equation that I've been talking about, the people over profit. And I think this is where we're at. People, we are actually choosing to value the living, breathing beings over the inanimate, non-breathing objects like money, like wealth, like diamonds. I mean, mind you, I would say I love crystals. So crystals do have an energy and they do have a consciousness. So even though they might not be breathing like the way we see breathing, oh my goodness, like the energy and the personality that crystals have is phenomenal. Crystals and gemstones and the like. So I always feel like throwing them in there too with the mix of people, animals, birds, insects, fish. Like, it just befuddles me. I think that's a word. It befuddles me when I look at all the killing we've done on this planet. This is all I can do. I'm like, I don't get it. I completely cannot wrap my little brain around being so destructive and death killed destruction. Like, look at all the animals that aren't here anymore because of us. What? That is literally insane. I do not believe we can just go out and kill and eat everything just because we can. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. But I also am coming into the understanding that it's a tricky one. I'm trying to think of how to word it. So if I protest against war or the killing of animals or trees, and I am coming in with that heavy energy of conflict and resistance, I'm actually fueling the very thing that I don't want in the world. And I feel like this is really important because we've all been doing this a lot. We've been fueling the very things that we don't want. Resistance equals persistence. What you turn your attention to, your energy flows to, and you're growing. So if you are turning your attention towards war or conflict, even if you don't want it, you've just got to be careful where you turn your attention to, because, or in what frame of mind, because you can just be growing that thing and making it bigger just with your focus and attention on it, because everything is a wave. I was talking about this morning, and it can be a hard thing to grasp, to wrap your head around. Everything, hang on, I feel like I need to move this way a bit, because when I put my hands up, I don't. Otherwise you go, she's only got one hand or half a hand. Is that better? Because I realise I use my hands a lot, and I've looked at myself when I've edited. I go, holy shit, Kare, you're rather animated at times. My arms are going everywhere. There's this going on. Sound effects. I love sound effects. Okay, where was I? So, everything is potential, like a wave of potential. This is like if you looked at the double slit experiment. I was just talking about it this morning. A little tricky to wrap your head around it. Everything is potential until you focus and observe enough, and from your frame of mind, from your belief systems, the wave then collapses into a particle form, depending on the observer. So it could be different for everyone. And that's where I was talking about just the other day, how we assume everyone's seeing what we see. And I think we're making an ass out of ourselves, out of you and me. Because I don't think we are all living the same life, because everyone is observing from a different point of view, a different perspective. And for some people, their focus is highlighting certain things depending on what they've grown up with, what information they've gathered, and what is their bubble of perception and belief systems. And we're all different, but I think we're assuming we're all seeing the same to a certain extent in that reality, which I say loosely now because I'm not even sure if this is real. And even more so, a lot of the quantum physicists are not even sure this is real through their experiments and research. And even what was I going to say? Oh, was that a lost thought? I had something come in. It was like it got snapped out of my thoughtscape. What was that? It was kind of important. It was like vital. It was like the world depended on it. What was that? Oh, okay. Maybe this was it. I'm not sure. And I'm not really one for percentages, because I kind of go, well, how do you know unless you've got data from absolutely everyone and everything? But the percentage from the quantum physicists apparently is that this world reality experience that we're in is there's 94, I think it was either 94 or 96%. They're 94 or 96% sure now that this isn't as real as what we think it is. I mean, start looking it up. I mean, you can find it in pockets. Like, I think you could probably Google that. Do the quantum physicists say that this is 96% probability that this is not real? Which is huge, because it's not even a 50-50. Oh, it could be, we're teeter-tottering on the middle here. 94, I think it was 94% chance. Or even for another example is that we all know that we're all atoms and neutrons and electrons. Or if you don't, there you go. But when you zoom in, there's so much space between everything. Like, we think we're so solid. And you touch your hand, you could even pinch yourself. I don't know. I don't really want to hurt myself. But if you could pinch yourself, it's going to hurt, because we have sensors within our body. We have nerve endings, because it's important to keep our body intact, to be aware if we're damaging it, because we want to keep this body as whole and healthy as we can through this experience, so we can have an enjoyable experience. And so it seems so real. And this, I'm tapping on the table. Do you hear that? That sounds so real. But is it all an illusion? Like, are we living in a very highly advanced virtual reality game? And is the real whole of us, that all of us are what we might call our soul self, in another version of reality that might not even be real, playing this game just like we play our game. So if you kind of think a game within a game within a game, it's like a mirror. Oh my goodness. I had a thought the other day about I'm imagining this new home that I'm creating, and I'm creating it all up here. And in it, and I hadn't thought this before, there was a room, a multifunction room for gathering, for dance, for movement, for breath, for meditation, for music, for art. So it was a big space. And I hadn't seen it like this before, but it had mirrors on all the walls. So when you were in there, it was multi-dimensional. And I kind of took myself into it. So when you're looking in, you've got a mirror behind you, a mirror in front of you, a mirror here, a mirror on that way. So you are in all directions, but within that you are again and again and again perpetually reflected eternally, infinitely. And that's very interesting because now I'm connecting it to my thought process now about this being a game within a game within a game. And if we look at the virtual reality games, or even like Minecraft, or I don't know, I'm not really a game person. Well, I am if I'm here. Hilarious. So by default, I am because I'm here if this is a game. But I've heard some of my friends talking about the games their kids are playing, and even my older kids are probably still playing games. They're out of home now. But they're so real that they look real. The people look real. And then if you bring in virtual reality headsets, like, how do we know that's not where we are? We're hooked up to some major century. We've got a suit on with full sensors. We've got the full mask. We might even have a walking machine, or maybe we're in cryogenic, sort of floating in water tanks, and we're having this experience. I think I've talked about this once. I had a moment when I was in meditation. I don't really like using the word meditation so much. I don't know why. But I was in my still time, my quiet time, and I had this overwhelming feeling that I was about to pull off the headset. And where I was sitting on my bed, and there's curtains in front of me in the room, everything was loose. Everything was moving and not feeling very real. I was like, because I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, there's something going on here. So I'm just trying to think, what's the word? Flux. Everything was in flux. Everything was shifting. I didn't have candles on, so it wasn't like the candle flame. And I had this overwhelming feeling I was just about to take my virtual reality headset off. And in that moment, and time is an illusion. Time is an illusion. And we assume we're here for so long, but it's just a moment, a blip on the span of space. And in that moment, though, I was excited, and then I had a moment of fear because I'm like, oh, so what if I take my headset off and then my children aren't there and it's completely different, but I'm so attached now to the game, to this experience, to the people in it, that I may feel pain for having left them. And then that moment passed, and then everything went solid again. But I've never forgotten that feeling, and I wonder more as I delve into the what-ifness, the what-ifs in life. What if one day I find out, oh, that was exactly it, and eventually I do take the headset off, and I'm like, and it's not my same family and same circumstance. It could be completely different. Like, am I going to mourn the creation within the game? Interesting. But what if, like, just look at the examples we give ourselves. Look at what we do in life with the games that we're playing and how some of them are quite death kill games, which I don't like. I don't think we should play them. I don't think it's healthy for us. I know there's contrast and polarity, but as I've said before, I don't think we have to learn through that harshness anymore. I think we've had enough from Master Fear in our classroom, and now it's time for Mistress Love to come in and take over the class. And I think that's what's happening right now. Sorry, I think I'm going to burp. Should I turn the microphone up for that or down? Okay, I think it's going now. Kind of, maybe. Now I feel like I'm going to yawn. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm going to do both. Something's going to happen. I swallowed. Did I swallow that burp yawn? So now, I believe we are shifting classes. And I feel that the trauma cycle that we've been utilizing to expand and learn from through the hardships, through the suffering, through the pain and polarity is something we no longer actually need. And instead, we're going to be learning through love, through trust, through honoring each other's heart, each other's soul, each other's divine right to be here and to not only survive, but thrive. There's no need for one person to suffer in order for another to have a better life. We can all have a better life. We can all live our greatest, highest timeline as our greatest, highest self. And this is that sort of split within us. Although I have this overwhelming feeling that we need not leave a soul behind. That all of us, no matter what your circumstance, no matter who you are, what you've done, where you've been, where you think you're going, that absolutely everyone, every part of us, because we're all the one energy from our source energy, the universe or God, some people call it. We all have different names according to our different perceptions and our different belief systems, but it's all the same thing. All that is all that is. And like I've said, and I'll say it again, if you're here, you're part of all that is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And we all have access to all information. It's a matter of tapping in. It's taking time. It's quietening the mind, because in this world, this virtual world, potentially, that we are creating, we are creating in every moment. Oh, mind blank. What was that? Something got sucked out of my head. What was that? Okay. Weird. Not weird. I've had that happen before. Was I not meant to say it right now? Is it a block? Now everything's completely gone. Ah! What was that? Okay, now I don't even know what I said at all. Everything's just been like vacuumed out of my head in a moment. What's going on there? Okay. Wow. Okay. Now all I can remember is don't do it for the money, do it for the love. Maybe that's all that matters. Maybe I'm overthinking. That could be a thing. I've actually had a bit of information, a few messages coming in about overthinking. What? All right, let's just go back to the simplicity of the message. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the love. Doing it for the money is coming from fear, doing it because you just can't help it, and you're doing it to make the world a better place for you being here. And that's another thing I have been contemplating a lot lately is, why am I here? What is my purpose? What's the point? And then coming to conclusions of, well, I'm not really sure. I'm just working it out as I go along in the moment. And that's kind of okay. Sometimes it's a little bit frustrating because don't we just want to know everything? Maybe we're not meant to. Maybe that ruins the surprise. Like, isn't it nice to have surprises? But just one conclusion I had was, if anything, I want to have made the world a better place for being here on even a small scale, just by going out in my community and smiling and engaging and uplifting. And if I can do more on a wider scale, then that's good, because I think definitely feel that connection to everyone, even if I haven't met you personally. I just feel it, and I feel it with the birds, I feel it with the trees, I feel it with the dirt and the bees. So I am getting that all that isness and that feeling of connecting. But if there's anything I would want to be or achieve while I'm here, it is, to have been a positive contribution to the whole, to this life experience while I'm here. And I'll be pretty happy if I get to the end. I don't know what's going to happen in between now and when I do move on to the next chapter, or back to home, back to source, however it goes. I will listen and learn from other people's stories and information that comes into my field. But essentially, I won't really know anything until I'm actually in it, knowing it, experiencing it, immersing in it. So, and as far as I feel, even though time is an illusion, I feel like I've been here 1,000 years. And since I'm probably about the halfway mark, at 51, I did always go, I'm making it to 100. And then I had a thought one day, why limit yourself? Why not wait until you get there? If you look after yourself and stay young, stay healthy, don't age yourself by your thoughts and your belief systems, who knows? Maybe it could be 150, maybe 200. I don't know. But I feel like that's kind of important to open our minds to the possibilities and the potential, but always keeping it to what you actually do want. Because whatever we are thinking about, focusing on, daydreaming about, we are creating. So it's really important to be mindful. What do you want to create? If you've got something going through your head and you're trying to protect yourself by preconceiving the worst case scenario, so if it happens, you then know what to do. Be careful, because even though I know preparation can be very important, be careful not to be creating it by your attention and focus. I don't know, that's a very interesting one that probably needs more conversation. I can't wait. I'm going to work out how to start talking with other people again, because I'm kind of, even though this has been a good kind of practice for me here, just talking with myself. Who would have known I could talk so much? Who would have known it? I'm actually a very quiet person the majority of the time, but I want to talk to other people. I want to talk about the more to life, the unknown, the uncharted, even though we have been chartering a lot of stuff. But I feel like we get so caught up in the mundane and this Groundhog Week that we're missing a larger part of the potential of our experience here. And that's where I want to turn my attention to as much as possible. The potential of how beautiful we can actually create this world. And I think that's so important because we have been creating somewhat unconsciously, I feel. So, and where I think we're going now is we're definitely connecting more with our greater soul self, which is bringing in more of our consciousness, which is giving us the opportunity to choose better for ourselves and all others. And that's where I think we are in the world right now. And today, actually, is the 8th of the 8th, 2026. 16. Oh, which is actually, isn't that crazy? So numerology, 8 plus 8 is 16, 2026 is a 10, so 26, which is an actual 8. So even the vibration of today on the 8th of the 8th in the year 2026 is an 8. Next year it won't be, it'll be 9. It will be a 9 day. Okay, I'm going to go contemplate on that note. But I hope wherever you are, you're having a beautiful morning, arvo, evening. I hope you're creating consciously. I hope you're choosing better for yourself and all others. And I am sending much love as always. And I will pop back into Mars.